Okay, so, it's spring here in Southbridge Forest, and we are all thinking about, getting outside, enjoying the weather. But,
Yeah.
one thing I don't enjoy thinking about is paying HOA dues.
Oh, yeah. Nobody likes that.
So today, we're going to dive into the Engage and Save program that Southbridge Forest has put together.
Right?
And, if we do this right, if we take advantage of this program, we can actually reduce our 2025 dues to zero.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, $0 in HOA dues for 2025.
It's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, it's a really great program. And, I think a lot of people are going to want to take advantage of this. So let's kind of break down how it works.
Okay.
So basically, there are three steps.
All right.
And the first one is attending an HOA event.
Okay.
One of the socials they put on or a community event.
Yeah, like the 4th of July or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And, the board has talked about maybe bumping it up to 2 events for 2026.
Right.
But for right now in 2025, just attending one event will get you closer to that zero dues mark.
I mean, getting people involved, that's kind of the point of it all anyway, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's all about community, building a stronger community here.
Exactly.
And the second step is voting in the HOA election.
Absolutely. Got to make your voice heard.
Yeah, it's important, to have a say in how our community is run.
Right. And when more people vote, it gives the board a really good idea of what the residents, what they're looking for.
Exactly what their priorities are.
So we can make better decisions.
Yeah. And, and the last step, the third step, is to just pay your dues online.
Okay. Makes sense.
Just helps the HOA operate more efficiently.
Streamlines everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. And as a reminder, the due date for paying your 2025 HOA fees has been moved to January 1st, 2026,
Oh, wow. So later.
instead of September 15th.
That's pretty generous.
Yeah, it gives us plenty of time to meet all the criteria.
Yeah, for sure.
So, one question I think that might be on people's minds is, if a lot of people participate in this program, how will the HOA continue to, manage financially?
Right.
But they thought of that.
Yeah, they have. And they've done a really good job of getting into a good financial position.
They have, yeah. So the HOA actually has about $90,000 in savings.
Wow, that's a lot more than most HOAs.
Yeah, it's about 3 times more than is typical.
Yeah, they've been really smart with their money.
Yeah, and looking at the past few HOA elections, about a third of homeowners don't typically participate,
Oh, okay.
which is about 50 lots.
Gotcha.
And the dues collected from just those non-participating households is enough to cover the basic operating expenses of the HOA.
Oh, wow. So they're already kind of planning for that.
Right, and, realistically, we might even see more people not fully participating,
Sure.
but that's okay, because even with a significant number of us taking advantage of Engage and Save,
Right.
the HOA is going to be just fine.
Yeah, they'll be able to keep everything running smoothly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to recap,
Hmm?
if you want to get those 2025 HOA dues down to zero,
All right.
3 steps.
Let's hear.
Attend one HOA event vote in the HOA election
Okay.
and pay your dues online by January 1st, 2026.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, pretty simple. And, we do have a couple of upcoming events that qualify for Engage and Save.
Oh, yeah. What are those?
Well, first up, we got the 4th of July celebration.
Okay, fun.
That's on Friday, July 4th at 7 p.m. at 42805 Canefield Drive.
Got it.
And then we've got a couple online opportunities. So there's a board meeting on Tuesday, September 2nd at 6:45 p.m.
Okay.
And the annual HOA meeting, which is also online, is on Tuesday, October 7th at 6:45 p.m.
All right. So a couple of chances to get involved online.
Yeah, and for some family fun, we've got the tree trunk, or
Yeah.
treat.
Oh, that's always a good one.
Yeah, it's on Saturday, October 18th at 12 p.m., also at 14805 Canefield Drive.
All right. So plenty of options.
Yeah. And, this Engage and Save program is just one part of this kind of overall positive shift happening in Southbridge Forest.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, the HOA is really moving towards a more resident-driven and cost-effective, community-focused model.
Yeah, you can definitely see that.
Yeah, and they've already seen some really great results.
Like what?
Well, they've managed to reduce the annual budget from about $28,000 to around $7,000.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. And they've also achieved quorum in the HOA elections for the past 3 years,
Really?
which, hadn't happened consistently for the previous 20 years.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. And, they've also saved a lot of money by switching to a financial-only service model.
Okay.
So, for example, lawn care costs are now around $1,500 a year.
Wow.
down from over $10,000.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, and the board has also expanded to 5 members,
Okay.
which allows them to be more efficient.
Right. They can divide and conquer.
Exactly. And I think one of the most impressive things is their success with getting grants for neighborhood improvements.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, they've managed to bring in tens of thousands of dollars.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they got $4,500 for park electricity,
Okay.
$10,000 for a new well water system,
Nice.
and about $10,000 in free trees, mulch, and maintenance.
Wow.
They even got $1,500 for updating the bylaws and $600 for a butterfly garden.
That's great.
Yeah, and they've also applied for a $20,000 grant for a sports court.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and a lot of these grants require volunteer hours, so it's a really great way to, get involved and really see the direct impact of your participation.
Absolutely.
One thing I do want to mention is that rental companies often don't participate in Engage and Save,
Okay.
so they might end up paying more in dues.
Right.
But the HOA treats all individual homeowners equally.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and I also wanted to point out that the HOA is expecting to end the year with a surplus.
Oh, wow. Even better.
Yeah, so, they're doing really well financially. If you want to see the full budget, you can find it on their website.
Okay. And what's the address?
It's www.votesbf.com.
Okay. One more time.
www.votesbf.com.
Perfect. I'll check it out.
Yeah, so, as you're thinking about whether to participate in Engage and Save this year,
Right.
not only can you save money,
Yeah.
but you can also be a part of, making Southbridge Forest even better.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
Yeah.
So what other ways can we get involved and make our community even better?
That's a great question to think about.
It is. It is.
Yeah. There's always room for improvement.
Exactly.
All right. Well, this has been a great discussion.
Yeah, it has. Thanks for joining me.
Of course. Anytime.
All right, everybody. We'll see you out there.
Happy spring.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.